Good morning, family, and welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Friday, November 7th, 2008, and today we're reading in Genesis chapter 39, and we're talking now about Joseph. You remember a couple of chapters ago we were talking about Joseph, and he was sold by his brothers who actually wanted to kill him, but he was sold. And in this chapter, there's really a lot in this, so as always I encourage you to read the entire chapter through for yourself, because I'm just going to really touch on it very briefly. But what I saw immediately in this chapter is how it said that Joseph was able to prosper. So even though he was the servant of the Egyptian master, Potiphar was the name, even though Joseph was a servant, he was still, it says the Lord was with him, and he was still a prosperous man. So what I saw and what I got from this immediately is that no matter what your situation, no matter where you are, if the Lord is with you, you can still prosper. And even if you go down after reading through the chapter, you see how he even ends up in prison. And guess what? The Lord was still with him, and he was still prosperous. So no matter what situation you're in, the Lord can still make a way that you can prosper, and actually even have favor among the men that are around you. He had favor with Potiphar, and then when he even went into prison, he even had favor with the prison guard. So no matter what situation you are in life, as long as the Lord is with you, you can still be prosperous. No matter what the conditions are outside, no matter what the financial economy is doing, you can still be prosperous as long as the Lord is with you. And why was the Lord with Joseph? I believe when we're reading there, actually, if you see what happened with Joseph and Potiphar's wife, and what I noticed that Joseph even did when Potiphar's wife approached him, was that, even though he said Potiphar has given him all these things, and he's really entrusted him with basically everything in his household except for his wife. Because that's Potiphar's wife. But Joseph didn't say, well, I can't sin against Potiphar. Joseph actually said, I can't sin against God. So actually Joseph recognized that by sinning and really sinning against Potiphar was going to be sinning against God. It wasn't about the man Potiphar. It was actually more about his relationship with the Lord and not sinning against God. So we have to recognize that even as we go through our daily lives, that when we do something wrong to another person, we're not doing it really to them. We're doing it against God, and that's how God is looked at. But Joseph actually recognized that, and he didn't sin against God. And I think that's an important point to bring up, and something we should keep throughout our daily walk in life. That when we do stuff wrong, it's not against that person, but it's actually sinning against God, even as Joseph has said. And then if you think about it on the other side, which is a good side too, when you do something good for another person, guess what? You're not looking for your reward from that person, but you're actually doing something good to God, and you're going to get that reward from God. So those are two things I quickly got out of this chapter. I just want to share in today's Lessons for Life with you, that no matter what situation you're in, like Joseph, he was a servant of the Egyptian master. He was in prison. No matter what, the Lord was with him, and he was able to prosper as long as he kept God first and he didn't sin against God by sinning or doing something wrong against another man. So we have to keep that in mind as we go throughout our days, to recognize that the people that we're around and that we have daily communication with and that we have interaction with, we want to do right by them, so that we're actually doing right by God, and we don't want to do wrong by them, because then we're actually doing wrong by God as well too. So with that said, that's today's Lessons for Life. Go ahead and create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we will talk again tomorrow.